Charles Payne on coronavirus.
Lucas, thank you very much. Meanwhile, President Trump signing the bipartisan $8.3 billion coronavirus aid bill this week. Only 2 members of Congress voted against it. My next guest is one of them. Arizona Republican Congressman Andy Biggs joins us now. Congressman Biggs, the first question is, what the heck are you thinking about?
Yeah, what I'm thinking about is this thing has been hyperbolized and the politicization that has gone on. Look, the administration has done a good job. They said they needed $2.5 billion both before and after the vote. That's what I said I would vote for. What happened is Chuck Schumer immediately politicized this, took it up to 6-1, and then the House Democrats took it over $14 billion, and they backed into the $8 billion amount, and they're sending $1.5 billion of that overseas. So I look at it and I say, the administration has been consistent. They needed $2.5 billion. That's what we should do. We're in Congress. If they come back 3 weeks, 3 months later, whatever it is, and say, you know, we need another $500 million or whatever, we can do it. And just because it's the right thing to do doesn't mean that you triple the amount of money that should be put to this effect, because the people are concerned. There's a lot of misinformation out there. This remains a low risk, a low chance that you're going to get this, and people who do get it, for the vast majority of them, it's not going to be
I agree
serious.
with all of those things, Congressman, but with all due respect, 415-2, essentially sometimes you take a political L when it comes to something as frightening as this, because I'm with you 1,000%. I think the coverage has been overly, deliberately, in fact, to create a certain amount of havoc in the stock market and on Main Street. But by the same token, you mentioned coming back to Congress. That's the kind of leadership people don't want to see right now. This is one of those rare occasions where maybe being over-prepared is what the American people want to see, because the last thing you want is for this to evolve to a place where the American public says, oh, well, we're caught flat-footed. We've got to go back to Congress and let them muddle through the next round of funding.
Well, I'm going to have to push back on that, Charles, just a little bit. The administration said they need $2.5 billion. They also had additional funds from other sources that were in there already. And the fact of the matter is, you could have put a trigger in here saying, once you spend down to $1.5 billion, whatever your number is, we're going to trigger additional funding. They didn't do any of that. This has not been done because it's to prepare us. This is sending this money out 3 and 5 years out. This is not dealing with the exigent circumstance and moving forward with a plan. This is responding, reacting, in my opinion, perhaps overly recklessly because of the spending. You could have done this in a very orderly way. They chose not to. They chose to politicize it, and that's why you get things like $8 billion when you should have done 2.5, and if you needed more, you could have more.
Listen, I understand the circumstances down in D.C. right now, and this is why, to get a stronger defense, you've got to spend on extra things, and why everything is spiraled out of control. And a lot of people applaud you for sticking to your own political convictions. It was a dangerous gambit in some ways, but let me just switch gears here and ask you about this major change now. Mark Meadows, as Chief of Staff, how you feel about that?
I think Mick's done a good job. I think Mark will do a great job. I'm going to miss him in Congress. He is a great friend, and I think he's going to be a tremendous asset to the White House and to President.
Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching that.